There is a story. It's a simple story. It's a powerful one. It's about a man, his cat. The man was the Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. The cat was named Muezza. The legend says Muezza was his favorite companion. She would often rest in his lap as he delivered his sermons. Her presence was a quiet comfort. The most famous part of this tale is about a robe. One day the call to prayer was heard. It was time for the prophet to go and lead his followers. But he found Muezza fast asleep on the sleeve of his prayer robe. Instead of waking her, he took a pair of scissors. He carefully cut the sleeve from his garment. He left the sleeping Muezza resting peacefully on the fabric. He went to prayer with a robe that was now incomplete, but with a heart that was whole. So where does this beautiful story come from? Did it really happen? When we look into the earliest Islamic texts, the story of Muezza is hard to find. The most authoritative collections of the Prophet's sayings, the Hadith, do not mention a cat named Muezza. They do not tell the tale of the cut sleeve. Many scholars therefore believe the story is not historical. Instead, it's likely a legend, a tale that grew over time, passed down by storytellers. The absence in early records doesn't mean the Prophet disliked cats. In fact, the opposite seems true. There are verified accounts, hadith, showing his general kindness toward felines. One companion, Abu Huraira, father of the kitten, was always seen with a small cat. That approval suggests the Prophet shared a similar affection. It likely emerged centuries after his life. Storytellers, poets, and reciters may have invented it to illustrate compassion. A named cat is more powerful than a general claim about kindness. Muezza became a symbol, a vessel for the larger truth of mercy in Islam. The legend taught a core value of the faith. It was a parable wrapped in fur. The story of Muezza is not alone in the grand tapestry of faith. Around the world, animals have often been seen as sacred companions. They're symbols of divine qualities. In ancient Egypt, cats were revered. They were associated with the goddess Bastet. Bastet, protection. Bastet, fertility. Bastet, the home. They were mummified and mourned like humans. We see a similar pattern in Christianity with the story of Saint Roch. A dog found him. It brought him bread and licked his wounds. It would bring him bread every day. This loyal canine was seen as an instrument of God's mercy. In Hinduism, cows are considered sacred. They're associated with nurturing and life-giving deities. They symbolize gentleness and abundance. The reverence for cows is a central part of the faith for many Hindus. These stories, Muezza, the dogs of Saint Roch, the cows of India, all serve a similar purpose. They bridge the gap between the human and the divine. So why do these legends about holy animals appear in so many different traditions? One reason is that they make spiritual figures more relatable. A prophet, a saint, a deity. They can seem distant. They can feel larger than life, almost unreachable. But a story about them caring for an animal brings them down to earth. We feel a connection. It makes their teachings feel more personal and accessible. These stories are powerful teaching tools. Saying be kind to all living things isn't the same as a memorable story like the prophet cutting his robe for a sleeping cat. A story sticks with us. It creates a vivid mental image that's easy to recall. For children especially, narratives teach mercy, compassion, and gentleness. Muezza's tale is more than entertainment. It's a lesson in Islamic ethics for any age. These legends shape a community's relationship with the natural world. They set a standard for how animals should be treated. In a world where animals are often exploited, sacred companion stories remind us animals are part of God's creation. They have value beyond their use to humans. Did Muezza, the cat, change the course of history? Perhaps not in the way a king or a general does. There were no treaties signed, no battles won because of her. But history is more than just a record of wars and rulers. It is also the story of ideas. It is the story of how values like compassion and mercy are passed down through generations. It shows how values are transmitted from person to person. In that sense, Muezza's legend has left an indelible paw print on the heart of a civilization. Her story has shaped the attitudes of millions, fostering a culture of kindness toward animals. The power of Muezza's story is in its simplicity. It is a quiet moment, a small gesture, yet it reveals a profound truth. Greatness is not just about power or authority. It is also about gentleness. True strength is found in the ability to be merciful to the vulnerable. This message has resonated for centuries. It has inspired countless acts of kindness, from leaving out a bowl of water to advocating for humane treatment. It changes the history of individual hearts, one act of kindness at a time.